Stratovarius, Enigma, Intermission 2, 16 tracks to 75 minutes, a compilation of old rare tracks, new songs and orchestral versions of songs from the Finnish power metal band. Released September 2018 via Ear Music. One single has been released in Oblivion. This is a similar concept and a follow-up to 2001's Intermission. This is built out of really rare and hard to find songs that were previously only heard in places like Japan or unreleased in Europe. This is the amalgamation of a whole bunch of things mixed together, old and new, but put into one place for all to enjoy. Go.
Or not.
Here we go.
Like most sort of powered symphonic metal kind of sounding things, they grabbed me for the start, and then by about track 3 I'm bored shitless. This was no different.
Oh, here we go. Dave is going to love you.
Yeah, look, and it's not to say it's not good. I wish I had any of the ability of any member of this band. Yeah. They're obviously all fantastic.
Good players, yeah.
They just all sound the fucking same. And I just get switched off, like brains just going, nah, next, give me something I haven't heard before, because this just seems to just keep churning out the same album over and over again from all these bands. It's obviously just not for me. There is nothing to make this one stand out at all from all the other ones that I've probably shit-canned earlier in the year.
We'll go through the top 10s later on.
I saw in the brackets at the end that there were orchestral versions coming up at the end. I was okay, good, at least I'm going to get something different. If at all possible, they were more boring than the ones at the start. Look, if you're a fan of the melodic power metal thing, then you'll probably get into it. I'm obviously not. I gave it a very generous 4 out of 10.
Wow.
The highlights were Kill It With Fire and Second Sight. And
Kill It With Fire is how you feel about it anyway.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. A super tight and professional band, straight up. They really pay attention to the little things, and that's what makes them a really good band and in a very, very, very good genre of music. I'm not hugely into it like you, but I know good playing when I hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm yet to hear a band in this style that doesn't have the chops. You know what I mean? Like they're really,
they're
really prolific fucking musicians, you know. And that's what, even if I don't love it, which I don't love this stuff, I'll listen to it, and I can still listen to it because just on the playing alone. Yeah, really good.
I suppose in your concept too, because the drumming would be a focus for you. Ordinarily, would it or not?
Yes and no. See, I'm like Brendan on this. Like, it's very repetitive. You know, if you know how to play double kicks in half time, that's pretty much all you need to do. But it's what you do with your hands afterwards is what makes it good. You know, where you put your rolls, and it's well thought out that way. You know. They know when to pull back and when to really step it up. And that's, for me, is a really, really, really good band. Yep. It's not just straight ahead balls, you know, pedal to the metal, just go for it. There is dynamics in it, even though it's there's not a lot of variance in this music, but there is dynamics in it, and it will keep you engaged. At least it did for me. I thought the production reminded me a lot of The Astonishing by Dream Theater. Really pristine, spot-on production, which it needs to be.
Yeah.
The only difference is these songs are far better than that fucking
the
thing.
Astonishing. Fuck, mate.
Oh, fuck, mate. And they got a new album. Have you noticed that they got an album coming out soon? Dream Theater? Yeah, fucking good luck to that.
The Astonishing. We still get hate on that review too. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm glad the owner didn't like it.
No, it's their worst release ever. Anyway, getting back to these guys. Again, with this style of music, I don't know what it is. You get some releases where it's far too short. All these bands far too long. That orchestral fucking too long.
Really
fuck, mate.
Pointless.
You know, it's just fuck off.
It wasn't.
Your album was fucking long as it was before we got to that.
They should have trimmed a lot of the other shit for this.
Yeah. That for me really killed it. And even though I'm not huge into that stuff either, I don't mind it. You know, like when Parkway Drive used it on the recent album, that was only a couple of songs, but fuck, it was powerful. It can be used really well and in the right context. But to put, 6 or 8 songs after 12 songs or some bullshit? Fuck. Look, having said that, if you do like melodic metal in the vein of Queensryche and Halloween... with keys and stuff, you're going to fucking love this. If you haven't come across this band already... definitely get onto this one. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Okay. I thought it was really good. In a style I'm not huge into.
Cool.
Enigma and Hunter were the 2 songs. But again, you've heard one song, you've heard the album. It doesn't really change up too much, but if you like that, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
The orchestral stuff, I don't know, it's up to you. But for me, it was too long.
I'm not overly familiar with this band. I think I've reviewed one of their releases before on the show, going back a long time now. For the record, this is all stuff with Timo Cotapello on the vocals, so it's from that era of the band. Kicks off with a new track, then it goes into the older one. What's interesting for mine was the consistency in the production. So you had a whole bunch of older tracks from different releases, different eras, or different album cycles of the band, and they managed to make it all really cohesive in the production. It didn't sound like you had one album from 5 years ago, one album from yesterday, or one track from yesterday.
No, it all sounded the same.
It all sounded, good or bad, it all sounded very similar. I thought that was actually pretty cool in how it was presented. The track order was all thought out. It made it feel like an actual album in that respect too. Brandon's probably sitting there going, what the fuck is wrong with you? I thought there was, the same as you, the dynamics, the peaks, the troughs, that sort of stuff was there to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
The orchestral tracks at the end, whilst they may or may not be for you per se, and it does add on a lot of length to this album, I thought it might have been the smarter way to put them in there, because if you were to put them in the middle of the album somewhere or to break it up in between, it wouldn't have served any purpose at that point in time.
Digipack album where it came with a bonus disc.
Yeah.
That'd be the best way to do it, and that way you can choose what you're putting on and when.
Yeah.
It's good to get little showcases like this. It shows the depth and consistency of a band over the years with their talent and writing and performing. It's solid if you don't know the background of the album. You can listen to this as an album and take it in as an album on its own individual merit. The diversity is there, it ties together. It takes you on a journey like this music is supposed to. It's very much a power metal album, I thought. Riffs, drums, blistering solos, wailing vocals, all that sort of stuff here. It's all incredibly well performed. The lyrics, storytelling are good, they're believable, performances should back them up. Even the more sort of stripped-backed songs, more laden with emotion, sort of served the purpose too, which is fantastic. I thought for mine, having a more classical music background, the orchestra tracks were interesting. I'm not sure if they're a go-to kind of thing even for me, but they're well arranged and well performed. An interesting addition to this release that if it wasn't for the duration overall, it would make it stand out a bit from the pack, so to speak. It does stretch the album a bit too much, but I did also like the acoustic guitar aspect within those orchestral arrangements. That was a nice touch within that. You don't hear a lot of that being done today. I think it's worth adding to your collection, whether you're a fan of the band or just the genre. If you're not a fan of the genre, you're not going to like it, but if you do enjoy this stuff, give it a look. I thought it was well put together, and it's one neat little package. You got 8 out of 10 as well. Enigma, Kill It With Fire, Winter Skies, Old Man and the Sea on my standouts. Check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think. All right.
All right, I'm out.
Boo! Tim. Boo! Boo! It was great. It was horrible.
It was great!
Yeah, it wasn't
bad.
Did you like how I stuck that in the gig guide the other week?
No, I had time to listen to one more album, and I know Stratovarius, so I chose Striker.
Good call.
Fair enough.
Very good call.
This would be good. Who wants to...